What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the Clone Wars Chronological Rewatch. Today we're talking about the Jedi who knew too much. We're picking off of the last episode where the Jedi Temple hangar was bombed, and Ahsoka and Anakin found out it was a woman named Letta, and that's it. The arc was over. The mystery solved. We're done here. Let's go home.
Yep, if only it were that easy.
Yeah. So Letta requests to see Ahsoka. In fact, she was instructed to see Ahsoka, and while our favorite Padawan is there, Letta dies. And Ahsoka is framed for the murder and imprisoned, and everyone seems a little too quick to accept that. Mostly Grand Moff Tarkin. Well, at this time he's an admiral, but we all know. We all know who he becomes.
Tarkin in this episode. I forgot about that. But yeah, I love when he shows her, like, the recording, and he's like, mysteriously, we don't have audio for this particular recording, but it's strange, yeah, like, someone force chokes Letta.
Yeah. Who force chokes like this? I mean, I guess a non-Jedi would assume, well, they're obviously using the Force, and it does kind of look like she's floating Letta, but you gotta do the little pinchers for a force choke, Tarkin. Everyone knows that. Little pinchies. So he's fooled, or he believes enough. And I think that he is just ready to be like, whatever, we don't have time to deal with this. You did it. It's fine. Mm-hmm. We'll move on.
Yeah, they need a scapegoat.
And unfortunately, it kind of looks like the Jedi might react the same way. We don't see that for sure. We know Anakin tries to get in touch with Ahsoka and visit her. But we saw in the previous episode that the Jedi are kind of the same way. Mm-hmm. Where it's like, we just need someone to come in and solve this thing so we can move on.
Yeah, they don't want to acknowledge the possibility that it could be someone internal, another Jedi that did this, and just the mess of paperwork, I guess, that becomes. I don't know.
Yeah, and at the same time, like, in that previous episode, they were saying it could be a Jedi. Let's prove that it wasn't, please, but it seems like they're ready to believe that they're not fully trusting members of their own order. That they're like, I don't know, maybe it was a Jedi. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it wasn't, but it might have been. And then once Ahsoka is blamed, I think she has this fear that she'll just be thrown under the bus. Because if it was a Jedi, they don't want to drag this out and make a big thing of it. They'll just like, okay, it was her, mm-hmm. and get rid of it.
Well, at this point, like, the latter half of this episode, she's like, you know what? Whoever's framing me for this is doing a pretty dang good job of it, and she just, like, runs. She's like, I gotta get out of here. Doesn't even trust Anakin, even though Anakin's kind of the only one that's trying to help her and, like, track her down, calm her down to, like, talk all this out, but she knows there's nothing that can be done right now that's gonna really help her look better.
Yeah. I mean, Anakin says, like, you know I would never let anyone hurt you, but he and Rex both don't really know the full picture. I think they don't believe that Ahsoka would be running around killing clones, but they also don't have all of the big picture. Mm-hmm. They don't know what to believe, so I think Ahsoka doesn't fully trust Anakin. She knows that he trusts her. But she's like, I don't know that I can trust him to get me out of this mess. Yeah. And that's really what this theme is about. The theme of this episode is courage begins with trust in oneself. And I kind of think that this whole arc is about separating Anakin and Ahsoka and showing how capable she has become on her own.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the Clone Wars, she was not this competent. At the start of the last episode, we see that Anakin gets knocked unconscious, and Ahsoka saves him no problem. Like, she has become a very capable person. Maybe she's ready to be elevated to Jedi Knight. I kind of think that's what they're getting at with this arc. Mm-hmm. And they even, I mean, not to jump too far ahead, but, like, they basically offered to promote her at the end of this arc, and she's like, nope, bye.
Yeah, after everything that's happened, and, you know, I wouldn't blame her for not wanting anything to do with the Jedi Order after all of this, because look how quickly all of this escalated. Mm-hmm. and how quickly everyone was pointing fingers at her, it's scary.
Yeah. And we still haven't really seen that from the council yet, but we are jumping ahead just because we know how this arc goes. But the clones, for sure, jumped all over it, and people like Tarkin and the military. And we are seeing a little bit of hypocrisy from the Jedi Order, where at the start, Ahsoka is complaining about how Letta is being taken to a Republic facility because this is a Jedi issue in her mind. And they're like, it's a military matter. Letta is a military prisoner. She's not a Jedi, so she has to be imprisoned over there and not in the temple. Then when Ahsoka is imprisoned in the same facility, it's like, this is obviously a Jedi matter, but no one's doing anything to get her back to the Jedi temple, except for Anakin. So there is hypocrisy in that sense.
Yeah. Which, I mean, Ahsoka very easily uses the Force to get out of there. Well, I guess Anakin left a key card out.
That was, I think...
Or...
well, whatever. People have probably seen this. It was Barris.
Yeah.
What am I acting like?
Yeah,
not to spoil anything for this episode.
She thought it was Anakin that left it there for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, we skipped over Barris being in this episode at the start. At the start of the episode, we get a funeral for...
all the Jedi that died in the bombing.
Yeah. And Barris is very sad about all that.
Yeah, and it's interesting to watch that, knowing how this ends and knowing that she was responsible for it. But yeah, it comes off as sadness for the people that died. And maybe it is a little bit, but I think she's really sad that this whole thing didn't change anyone's minds. It didn't sway any opinions, and that's what she was hoping to do, was convince the Jedi that, hey, maybe we should get off this path. Which, she's not wrong in some of her arguments. She is wrong in her executions.
Yeah, this is a terrible way to try to make this happen.
Yeah. But I mean, I think that that's partly her being affected by growing up in wartime. That she and Ahsoka, or people like Nadar Veb, all of these Padawans that got thrown into war at a very young age, I think that's probably warped her to some degree, especially when she didn't have someone great, in my opinion, guiding her. Luminara Unduli, not the most compassionate Jedi, so
yeah,
she was probably just like, oh, are you feeling tough about the war? Go meditate.
Yeah. Yeah, war is hard. Walks away.
Yeah. Basically. But yeah, this episode ends with Ahsoka jumping into that Coruscant pit, which I love. I love that image. And I love the Coruscant pit things, all the levels. But yeah, we will pick up with this arc next time. That's all we've got to say for today. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
And consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.